Welcome, I'm Shannon Siriano Greenwood, and I'm here today with Kristy and Evan Cotter, the owners of Dear Neighbor in Churchill in Richmond, Virginia. So I have known you for a while now, for like 4 or 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Kristy, you and I taught cycling together. So actually like the three of us have like sweat together.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
plenty of times.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you guys met, and I don't know like when you decided that you were going to go into business together. So can you tell me those stories?
So we, do you want to?
No, go.
We met like, I guess 6 years ago. And we knew each other for like 2 years before that.
Okay.
But we never really knew each other. And then we kind of fell in love with each other for our love of like 90s hip hop. Evan just is an entrepreneur like by birth.
Yeah.
So he can't help himself. Like we have conversations where I'm like, let's just like hang out and not talk about how we could turn this into a company.
I remember Kristy had started making jewelry, and she was like, oh, I made these earrings, and my friend is going to sell them in the shop. And she sold a couple, and she's like, oh, it's so cool. And I was like, well, why don't you turn that into a business? And she's like, I don't know if I want it to be a business. And
I didn't want it to be a business.
She didn't really. But we had, at the time, I was working more for Ledberry, so we were growing Ledberry's e-commerce, and I was kind of excited to try to test some theories that didn't take meetings and, a bunch of people. Approval, exactly. And so it was exciting to me to say, like, hey, you are talented at this. Like, why don't we turn this into something that's bigger than just I give some stuff to my friends or I sell some stuff at shows. Mm-hmm. And so that's when we started the process of like creating the Drift Right brand.
Right.
Which I think was like scary for Kristy. She was like, I don't know if I'm ready to like be a brand, but as we progress, it just became so natural that we were able to grow it, as quickly as
It's
we did.
scary to like put yourself out there.
Yeah. So tell me what Drift Riot is.
Drift Riot is my jewelry brand, and it started 2013. And it just kept growing and growing and growing, and then we were starting to go to trade shows, which is kind of how we thought of doing Dear Neighbor, because we were meeting so many cool people and interacting with cool brands, and just doing even Drift Riot in Richmond, you meet so many cool makers. So we were like, oh my gosh, this is like a community, and there's not really a place to like in Richmond that all of these people like live together. So Drift Riot was kind of taking over, and teaching was getting hard to manage both. So we really wanted to be in Churchill, and then we found this property, and we're like, ah.
So you guys have been working together then in some capacity for a long time.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about that, because you've only been married 2 years?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 years.
So you've been working together longer than you've actually been married, but how do you balance the, being around each other all the time and having to make like tough decisions? And what's some advice that you have for couples that are trying to make it work together?
It's definitely a learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I feel like we are continuing to learn how to work better and better with each other. I think that along the way, like we definitely got in some pretty good fights and like learned a lot about what may be the cutoff time for continuing this a conversation about business.
I'm really good at cutting it off.
She's great at cutting it off. I'm not so great. I'm like, we could do this. But I think having that kind of hard stop and separating like your actual life from your business life is like super important for your relationship.
Yeah. We were talking a little bit about that earlier, that you guys had to decide like Sundays or like non-work days that you get to like be normal people and just hang out. Yeah. But it's hard though.
It is, because we also have 2 other properties, so we have to manage that as like landlords. So it's like Sunday, like you want to go garden all of those property. It's like I feel like it's never really, you never really turn it off. You just kind of like take it down. Take it down a notch.
Yeah. I think we also learned to do things like in the mornings try to go on big dog walks and try to like get out of the space, get out of our kind of like, the business is so ingrained in our home life that it's like you got to kind of
literally you like live in a house that you then also rent properties out of.
Yeah.
You make all of your jewelry in your studio,
Yeah.
in your home,
Right.
and your shop is in your backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could not be more in
No,
it.
the
Right.
commute to work is like super easy. It's just 2 seconds to the backyard.
But that being said, you do still have a job outside of all of this stuff.
I do, yes. Yeah.
Because you're insane.
Right. So, but I mean, you know, I think I'm still there 5 days a week, and there certainly that separation. Like Kristy does a great job. Like, you know, she does all the buying. She's really running the store on a regular basis, and
Right.
really my job at this point is a lot of like support with online stuff, with you know, making sure that everything's kind of like running properly. But you know, she handles the day to day, which is, you know, we still are kind of separated out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you sell here, because I know that's a big part of what makes this place so unique. Like, how do you decide what, you know, makers you carry and what stuff goes on your shelves?
So to me, that's the most fun part about the whole thing, is finding new brands and connecting with local makers. We have a ton of local ceramicists that, like Claire from Bear Ceramics, who I also take a class with at the Visual Arts Center. But I really try to think about, like, you know, conceptually we wanted to be a gift store. So I try to think about, like, why would somebody want to buy this, or why is this special enough? Turns out that people really come to just shop for themselves more than they buy for gifts, but that's okay too.
Gift for me.
Yeah, one for
Like
me,
it.
one for you. And it's always like trying to keep up with, you know, like all of a sudden I look up and I don't have any birthday cards, you know, and I'm like, where did they all go? So then I focus on buying like 10 different card brands, and then I focus on ceramics, and then I focus on apothecary. So it kind of like goes in waves. Right now I'm focusing on summer, which I'm really excited about. So we're gonna do swim, even though Evan's not really excited about it.
Well, and the design of the space is so interesting and unique too, and I know that comes from both of you guys are super creative. So who gets like the final say of like what stuff looks like in here?
That is an excellent question.
Me, no.
I think it depends on like what it is. I think we both have like strong opinions about the looks of things. So at some points we're like on the same page. Another point, it might be a bit of a push-pull to see who, you know, who's going to get that kind of winning bid. Most of the time,
I was going to
Kristy.
say, I had this feeling that I maybe know the answer to that question.
Yeah. Occasionally,
I'm like, I hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
I hear your words.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna do it anyways.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that is a very healthy way to make decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how like I don't know, that's how we work together. It's good. It's definitely not for everybody.
Yeah, no,
At all.
I could never work with my husband.
Yeah.
He would not be alive.
But I always like, I'd rather have, even like girls' night. I know it's so cheesy, but I'm like, can Evan come? You're an honorary Bad Girls Club.
Yes.
I can totally see that.
Yeah. He's like more fun than I am though.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to throw up.
I know.
You guys are so cute. Oh. So, you know, a big part of why I wanted to start this series is to, you know, inspire people that are on the fence. And I know, like, Evan has never been on the fence about starting a business.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I think that's all you know how to do.
Yeah, it really
But there
is.
are a lot of people that, like, will have an idea and they get to the point of, like, launch and they get stuck or have something. Like, what would you say to that person to, like, either go for it or how to assess if they should go for it or not?
I think it's scary because like it never just takes one person, you know? And when even if you're starting a business by yourself, like you still have to have the support of your family or the support of your loved one, or, I mean, it's just not one person ever. And I think where we're so lucky is that, you know, I can come up with a concept and Evan can execute it, which is like, a lot of people don't have those people, or they need to go out and hire some people, and I think the cost of that is really scary.
But you still have to do it.
You have to do it.
Right.
You have to do it. And I don't think that you're going to be happy working for somebody else if you really want to start your own business. And it's just like, it's never going to be a good time. You're never going to have enough money. It's unless you're a trust fund baby, which.
I mean, I think the advice is you got to go for it. You know, I feel like these days, like so many people have like a side hustle, which is also one of those things that it's easier, like not in today's kind of e-commerce driven environment, to create something and have that maybe start as your side hustle, and then you are able to transition it into a full-time thing. So whatever it is you're thinking about, you have to just like be like, how can I start this? Who can I reach out to? And just continue to push it forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like that lean startup thing that is like really popular, that I haven't read that book and I need to.
Right.
But the idea of like, you can just start selling stuff online.
Yeah.
And you can start selling in a couple shops, and it doesn't have to be this like huge multi-million-dollar endeavor. There's ways to test.
Right.
Is the market even interested in what I have?
Right.
And kind of explore that way. So do you sell everything in the shop online as well?
We will be.
We will. That was kind of, I mean, because of the, we did the entire build out here from, new floors to new electrical, and that was such a big kind of undertaking. It was like, okay, let's get the doors open, let's get stuff in, and let's learn our product rotation and kind of our churn.
How deep to buy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So the next phase of this is to take it online. Drift Dry It is all online, so it's one of those transitions that it's a lot of work to get everything shot, and then it's a different learning experience because we might only order 10 of something or 5 of something.
Right.
Whereas when it's our own product, like you can just keep
unlimited all the time.
Making it,
whatever it is. Yeah. So it's a bit of a different e-commerce challenge, but that's our next.
And shipping.
That's the next phase.
How do you ship something that's like,
right.
And like you buy 10 things.
You have
and
to do fulfillment.
Exactly.
That working at Ledbury, you guys know all about. That's been a probably big challenge in the scale of how does fulfillment happen on as big of scale as it can get.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's our next
phase.
That's what I was going to ask. Okay, so give me a little taste more. So I know this isn't it. I mean, you've been open like 6 months now, so like obviously there's something else happening.
Yeah,
so continuing real estate, I would imagine.
Yes.
Continuing Drift Riot.
Yes.
Continuing to expand Dear Neighbor.
Yes.
Anything else?
So our property is a duplex here, and eventually we want to turn that into an Airbnb. So we'll have Dear Guest. So everything that you interact with at Dear Guest would also be available at Dear Neighbor. So kind of like completing that experience.
That would be the next phase, is to do, and everything.
I'll come stay here.
Yeah, exactly. Everything from the pillows you're interacting with to the candle that might be there. To
I would totally come stay
towels,
here.
And then you can literally walk around and buy it from the shop. So kind of that like merging
or walk down
of a total,
or just put it in your suitcase and then get charged for it after.
Exactly. That's fine too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which we also have to figure out how to do.
But that full like lifestyle encompass, like come like really live and like be a part of it. Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm really into that. Well, you guys are amazing, and I'm so excited to see you continue to grow and like just bring really cool stuff to Richmond. So thank you for that, and thank you for chatting with me. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's fun.